How's everybody doing? Beautiful weekend day. Sun was up shining this morning, full moon last night. As you can see, I got my snow camo on. But I kind of mentioned, went over changing the toolbox over from my 1 Ford to the beater that we got. We got that all mounted. And then basically it was like I needed to do it, or I'm not gonna buy the fuel tank and a toolbox for my other truck like I need to do. I just had to take the step and do it. But I'll flip this around and show you what we got. So this is the finished product in here. I think I might have showed it before, but came out good. Fits perfect. The tail light there actually works like it's supposed to. It didn't in my truck. The cab on my other Ford's taller, so that top bar was actually blocking that light. But I like headache racks and toolboxes and trucks. I think it breaks them up, especially when it's a long bed. And the front of that was, the cab was caved in, so now you can put a dirt bike or anything in there and shove it up against that toolbox or that rack and it'll be fine. My truck, it's in the garage. I'll show you kind of the dilemma I had. They offer so many different size tanks and everything. I went with this one. It's a 100-gallon. Had to buy a toolbox separate of that as well, which is sitting in here outside. Didn't go super expensive on a toolbox. It's a nice one, but I didn't feel like spending $1,000 on a darn toolbox. So I went around and around with all these different fuel tanks. They had another one that was a 75-gallon that was the actual tank, just like this, an L-shaped tank with the toolbox already mounted right here, mounted to the tank. I almost went with that one, but I really just wanted the 100 gallons. I mean, I wanted that extra 25-gallon capacity. So the other issue is this one's got the notches in it in case you have a short bed, I guess, and it'll go over the fender well, which I didn't need with the long bed. But this tank is a little narrower, so it won't go all the way from the bedside here to the bedside here. So they make a standard L tank that's actually a little bit shorter this way, so it doesn't take up as much of your bed space. But it's as wide as the truck. So now you've got your bung there that pump goes in, and on that tank it's almost at the very end of the tank. So you can see this one's in about a foot. So I can run my pump from that bung over to there and it'll be perfect. The other one had the bung way out here and it was at the edge of the truck. So if you run it to the right of the tank, that pump, it'd almost be hanging off the side of the truck. And you can't turn it around and run it the other way, because then your handle, where you hang your handle there, will be facing the cab of the truck. So I just went round and round with it, and you can't put the let me flip this back around. So you can't put that pump any way directionally right with that wider tank. It just doesn't work out. Like I said, it's either almost hanging off the truck, you got nowhere to put the hose. You can turn it 90 degrees and point it towards the toolbox, but then you can't open the toolbox all the way. So I was really looking at the combo, the toolbox and the tank combo, but I got there and I'm like, I'm going to spend this money. I want the 100 gallons. So this one has that little T shape in it in the bottom. So, and it's a little narrower, so I can mount my pump on just like I want to, facing to the right, handle the right, hanging the right way, and there'll be room to put the hose down in between the tank and underneath the toolbox. So it'll hide it a little bit and just makes it a better setup, I think. It costs a little more to buy the tank and the toolbox separate. I think I figured it's $160 more, but I got another 25 gallons of fuel and a bigger toolbox with trays. The other toolbox didn't have trays, it was just a box. So we'll get this mounted in there, get some fuel in it, that box mounted, and we'll be good to go. Haul some fuel for the skid steer or whatever, have some extra fuel around. But that was my dilemma with putting a tank in the truck and all the different options they have, and that's a solution I came up with. I'm happy with it right now. I think I was standing there at the store and the guy showed up with a cart. He's like, which one you want? And I just made the decision to the last minute to go with that one, and I think I'm happy now that I made that decision and didn't go with a smaller tank. So yeah, we'll get that mounted in there and then maybe do an updated video and show that, show the finished product off. I got to get a headache rack too for the truck, but I'm gonna wait spending the money for that right away. As soon as I buy some lumber and I can't lean it up on the, on the rack above my cab, I'm gonna probably be like, okay, it's time to go. But we'll wait till that day. So hope everybody has a good one, and don't forget to hit that subscribe, that bell notification, and we'll catch you on the next one.